You're listening to Blue Radio, bringing the vibe.
Let's get down to that story about Twitter X. First of all, I just think Twitter is reacting to threads.
It was like
You know,
okay.
like threads was getting all the attention. So Twitter is like, hey, come back to me. I saw a parody on Instagram, someone saying, did you have to call yourself X because everyone is...
Okay.
You get that? But apparently, there's a long backstory to the X thing.
Okay.
So, if you're a Kenyan, you've used Safaricom, and you see how Safaricom app, the M-Pesa app, has everything. You can book your ticket there. You can pay for many things there. You can access a lot of services there. So apparently, Twitter is trying to become an everything app. Where you can purchase everything, you can buy movie tickets, you can do a lot of stuff from Twitter. So it's trying to be what you call a super app. So they're trying to copy this trend from China. There's an app called WeChat from China.
WeChat? Okay.
Yes. So apparently, if you're a billionaire, you can do anything you want.
Do anything.
I feel like the guy has too much money and is like, what do I do next?
What do I do next?
What do I do next?
So now if he's putting all these things together,
Yes.
do you know that means he's stealing away opportunities for people now, let's say like the people in the transport and logistics. So you can't even open an app for that because now Elon Musk wants to put these things together.
No, the way they do is you create an app, but it is embedded in that app.
In that, okay.
Like you see, if you go to M-Pesa, you'll find Madaraka in there.
Madaraka Express.
Yes, you'll find SGR, you'll find NHIF, all that. So now you'll they're creating another search engine, but in a different way.
Okay.
That is embedded in the X app. So the X story goes way back when Elon Musk was just beginning as an entrepreneur.
Okay.
It was a payment form. So I'm thinking he's trying to get back to that form because back then it was PayPal X.
Okay.
And eventually they bought each other out, so PayPal remained PayPal. So when he got the money back, he bought back the domain x.com. So he eventually bought Twitter. So hey,
So
I
this
have
is
the
like
money.
it's like a comeback.
Yes.
I feel like he's trying to compete with the threads. I feel he has been dominant in the industry for so long without competition.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
wakati threads imekuja akasema, hey,
I'm threatened.
yeah, so let me do something to up my game.
Okay, I think that has been on the talk for a while, but I think this was just a move to counter the popularity of threads.
Of threads. So
And-
now the attention has now diverted.
Yes.
It was scared.
And then, if you don't know, by the way, Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg,
Yeah.
they're preparing for a boxing fight
Oh wow.
in real world, not.
So now we are translating it to physical fights.
So there have to be some punches thrown in the ring and out of the ring. So they started throwing the punches out of the ring first. But according to me, I think Threads was just like the new tiny toy. When was the last time you logged into Threads?
I was about to say that. Do you know when Threads was launched, I was on Threads 24 hours. But let me tell
Exactly.
you, the psych right now is zero. Mimi, I can't even remember the last time I logged into that app.
I'm not even interested in it. I did not even try to bother because
do you
I read
mean?
somewhere they were saying the moment you decide to uninstall it,
Yeah.
your Instagram goes, and I'm like, what is the essence? I do not want to put myself at risk.
You're lucky you got to know that before you installed. The rest of us were just in the bandwagon. Hey, let's go in. Like,
You were
sheeple.
just going, you know.
Kenyans.
The hype.
Yes.
The hype was too much.
So, moving on. I don't know if you know ChatGPT.
We do know.
Yes, I use ChatGPT a lot, and if you don't, you actually should start. I actually published a book using ChatGPT a few days ago.
I'm an author.
You are an author.
A DJ.
I forgot to introduce you with, guys, we have an author here who was,
No.
Wow, winning.
Apparently, I had to credit ChatGPT in my story about the author. Like, hey, I use ChatGPT because I don't want someone reading and they're like, oh no, I feel cheated. No. I actually used ChatGPT to generate itself.
Okay.
You see, that is why we are saying robots will not replace us, but will make work easier.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Author, yeah.
You have to find a way to work with it.
Yes.
But right now, there's a lot of apps that are all over the place in the ChatGPT space.
Yeah.
But these apps, maybe it feels so overwhelming, but it is just the start.
It really is.
There's a lot to unpack.
There's a lot.
There's a lot to unpack when it comes to AI and what AI can do.
So what is the future of AI?
It varies because when you look at it, there's a doom kind of seeing it like you're seeing it like it's going to replace you.
Yes.
We have workers and writers in Hollywood striking because apparently AI is going to replace them, and they don't want to be replaced. They want to have in place. They want to have in place agreements that say their work is not going to be replaced with AI. And one of the early adopters of AI was BuzzFeed, one of the biggest websites.
Okay.
And they fired almost 10% of their staff who write articles, and now they generate articles using AI, particularly ChatGPT.
Okay.
So ChatGPT is finally rolling out the Android app because most of up to now they've been web-based. So they are rolling out their web app, and they are putting people on the waiting list. While on the other end, Google, they have been trying to catch up, but it has been a little bit tricky. They have their own Bard. They call it Bard. I don't know if you have tried it out.
No,
I
have. I don't know if I'm biased, but it doesn't come anywhere close to ChatGPT.
It doesn't.
I feel like he is used to.
I think you're biased.
I think I'm biased.
You can be biased because
You're selling your
I'm among the early trials of Bard. Apparently, it's not that out because it integrates into various aspects of Google product. For instance, if I give you my email to write, you'll find it there, and then it can give you suggestions.
Okay.
You can just tell it to reply to this email in this way.
And it replies.
It replies, but I found it not to be a little bit off. It doesn't. It's a little bit off compared to how I'm used to customizing
your
ChatGPT on the other end.
Okay.
You just go where you feel comfortable.
Exactly.
Yes.
If there's someone else who will start using Bard, maybe they'll find it more accommodating and all that.
Yeah.
Yes. But that is the competition as far it goes. Apparently, maybe Google come on top on the end of it.
Later was, by the time Google is catching up, ChatGPT will be far away. Yeah. That was Ira Star with the song Rush. Now we are back. Naile content, the heavy content. Leave alone rushes aside now. Our tech guru.
Yes. Okay. Now I want to take you over this week. We have been seeing lots of prosecution, and apparently one prosecution that stood out was one for Pauline Njoroge, and she was being prosecuted about cybersecurity. When you look at the charge sheet, it's actually quoting a tweet she posted.
Yeah.
So that had me thinking, we post online every day, but do we know the rules and regulations that we might be breaking that are guarding us?
We don't know.
Most of them we don't know. And so today we're going to give you a little lesson around the rules and regulations that in Kenya is at 2021 that they are there to, guide you or protect you. Because you hear someone say, hey, I'm going to sue you for defamation. You don't even know if that...
Do you know, okay, let's begin. Do you even know defamation? What
Exactly.
it means?
Last time I checked, they said defamation is no longer a crime in Kenya. I don't know, it's a something unconstitutional something, but it's not.
Oh, really?
The rule changes. I think a ruling or a judgment can be given, and then it changes the whole landscape,
over time.
especially when it comes to regulations and not past laws. So in Kenya, there are many rules and regulations, around 6 that are there as of 2021. And the first one is the Computer Misuse and Cybercrimes Act of 2018. This legislation deals with cybercrime and cybersecurity that criminalizes unauthorized access. If someone hacks you and interferes with your computer without you giving them permission, then it's something called cyber espionage. If you watch movies, you know what espionage is.
Oh, you're using big words. Listen out there, our learned friends.
If you love movies, you know what espionage is, because apparently every other big movie, every other spy movie, you hear you're committing espionage against your own country.
I won't lie, I've heard it, but when you ask me the meaning,
you're carried away.
I'm carried away.
Elon could to go and ChatGPT it.
Not even Google. I'm gonna ChatGPT it after this in a minute.
And then this child pornography is still under that act. And then there's computer forgery. Or to a river road. Yes. So that is under the Crimes Act. Those are just the simple things. It's deep. You're interested, you should actually go Google and understand it more. And then Kate, you can take us to the next one.
Yeah, the next one is Data Protection Act 2019. This law governs the processing of personal data in Kenya and aims to protect the privacy and data of individuals.
Wow.
So like your data is protected. Anything you say, nobody can easily get access to it. Yeah.
So these rule as right to a new office, I think they are not, according to me, in my opinion, they're not yet well equipped to deal with the data breaches that we're getting. It's called the Office of the Data commissioner, something like that, data protection commissioner.
Yeah.
I've met them before in somewhere in Diani in a conference, but they are still setting up the structures because they are trying to catch up to the industry, which is very growing up very fast.
It is fast evolving.
Yes. Yeah. Apparently, the way we share our data with Safaricom, with M-Pesa and all that. In UK, you cannot share your data like that.
You cannot.
You cannot. There are regulations around against that.
Which brings me to the point. There's a time I think I was somewhere, and there's this lady. I can't remember if it was a government office. I can't remember where. And then this lady was being told, "Najua Kenya, of course, ukiingia hata Huduma Center, lazima utaandika jina, ID." And this person was like, "Why do you want my details? I'm not leaving my details by them. I'm not leaving.
Yes.
I'm not, and I'm not. Trust you me." And she passed without. Lakini mimi hapo nilifika, my name's ID number, phone number.
Wewe hata ufungue mdomo.
Siwezi fungua mdomo.
The moment you decide to open kuongea hivyo inakuwa simama kando.
Madam, hebu songa kando.
Utatufunza kazi yetu hapa.
Yeah.
And it brings a whole other debate.
Yes.
Because imagine that rule was here. Would you have M-Pesa?
We wouldn't.
Exactly. So there are advantages and disadvantages to it.
Yeah.
It's a whole other debate altogether.
Yes,
so the next one?
So the next one, we have Communications Authority of Kenya. We all know that CAK guidelines. So the Communications Authority issues guidelines and regulations on various aspects of cybersecurity and data protection to regulate the country's communication sector.
Yes, they run various programs across the internet.
Yes.
And across the various TV stations, and they're very active trying to regulate, seeing what content is going online. You've heard, like in Uganda, you hear they've shut down the internet.
They've
shut down the WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Now, if it goes to dark, these are the guys who have the authority to do that.
Wait, do those guys use Facebook? There's a time I heard they use VPN.
Yeah, you can use VPN and all that, but it's simple. I'm used to just opening my phone and going to Facebook. Why do I have to go again around using VPN?
Okay. Was it China or somewhere? The government locked them. There was no use of internet or something.
Actually, to date, China uses a washed down version of Google and Facebook. Actually, they don't have Facebook.
I feel like tukienda kwa kama wa Kenya
tutaumia because Kenyans we get
Kenyans
information. Unakaa kidogo, Twitter is blowing. Unakaa kidogo, Gram is blowing.
It's bizarre, but hopefully we never get to that point because we are used to the internet so much.
Remember there's a day in the country they said because sijui Ruto amesema there will be no internet. Kenyans were like, kwani wewe ni nani?
Like, I know.
Okay, so we have another arm. Now this is a center. It's called Kenya National Computer Incident Response Team Coordination Center.
Yeah.
This national agency is responsible for coordinating response to cyber incidents in Kenya and providing guidance on the best cybersecurity practices.
Yeah.
Because this is a very big field and it's evolving every day. Actually, it's hard to catch up on these people.
It is very hard.
Yes.
So then the next one that we are looking at is the Evidence Act. Receipt ziko hapa. The Evidence Act provides provisions for admissibility of electronic evidence in legal proceedings, which is crucial in cases related to cyber crimes.
Yes. And then the last one.
The last one we have the Public Procurement and Asset Disposal Act. So this law might not directly relate to cybersecurity, but it includes provisions that encourage the inclusion of cybersecurity requirements in public procurement process for IT systems and services.
Hey, those are big words.
Big words.
I think let me break that down.
Okay.
I think when you're buying a computer, for instance, and you use it for a period of, like, let's say 5 years and it dies down, so how are you supposed to dispose that? I think that protects that. And you find in some cases there are some machines that contain sensitive data. You cannot just dispose it off like that. So I think this regulates around that.
Okay.
Yes, because it's imagine a machine or working DCI and then it's just run like that.
It's just run like that. Oh, good.
You find some bizarre information. But now here's the thing. These are very good acts, very good regulations, but the implementation, we are not yet at 100%.
We are not yet
in implementation as a country, which takes me to the next part.
Yes.
Apparently in India, almost 700,000 accounts of WhatsApp. You know, we use WhatsApp every day.
Yeah.
And I've been seeing incidences of our friends around. They're saying, hey, I've been banned from WhatsApp.
Me, I've had one alibaniwa for 3 months and I'm like, what do you want?
It's
bizarre.
really, imagine uko hapo unatupostia sasa and then you're like, you cannot access WhatsApp.
You cannot.
So in India, they blocked 700,000 accounts. You
That's
can
a
imagine
lot.
that. So they tell you they're banning you because you've violated community guidelines.
Yeah.
So makes you ask a lot of questions because you're like, okay, how did you know I violated these guidelines?
How do
Are
you know?
reading my messages? I don't know. Obviously, they obviously have a legal protection around them.
Yes.
But I feel what we just went through, I think it should be protecting us from things like that.
Yeah.
From WhatsApp accessing our messages.
Because they tell us your data is encrypted.
Yeah.
So now how will you know I have violated a community guideline if you've not seen it?
And the worst part is I don't think they tell you what it is.
They don't.
So who is cheating? Oh, that is the question. Who is cheating?
So maybe you shared something that has been flagged of is misinformation. Maybe you shared it to multiple groups and you're saying, hey, look at this.
Yeah.
You know.
And that information was flagged by someone else.
Yes.
There's a part where you
but
can
I think what they do, they have AI running in the background.
Oh.
So they could say in their defense, it's not people reading the messages, it's AI reading the messages.
But really,
Probably.
Instagram is really nice. Whenever they want to pull something from your page, they'll send you a notification and tell you what you've done. Yeah, that is.
It's the same company. Come on.
But WhatsApp does not tell you.
WhatsApp doesn't tell you.
Oh, Sioni.
Maybe they'll roll out that to WhatsApp as well.
I think TikTok also does the same. It notifies you before it pulls it down.
There's something.
Yeah, does it?
There's something they call shadow banning. You know, in WhatsApp is different because you're getting your message direct to the people.
Okay.
On TikTok, Instagram, they can simply just shadow ban you in the point that it's hard for your content to go. Yes, you find it remains at 0 or 1 view or 1 play, and you won't know why.
Okay, no wonder. You come on a struggle and share, guys, like, comment,
What are we sharing?
What's
What are we
happening?
commenting? There's nothing.
Exactly. So it's a thing they call shadow banning. Like you're banned, but you're not banned. Like
Not
they won't
ban.
send you a notification. It happens across the platforms, YouTube, all across. If you're banning you're going against something that they deem
They
not.
should be.
Yes. So the last bit. What happens? What are your alternatives if you happen to get banned?
To be banned, where do you go to?
You just have to.
You have very many options nowadays,
Yeah.
but I want to point out two standing out options. We have an app called Signal. Apparently, there was a story that even FBI was trying to access messages from them, and they couldn't because they don't keep any backup of any messages you sent. It's encrypted and they don't store it in their servers.
They don't?
That's all. It's called Signal. When you go to Play Store, you'll find it.
I am definitely downloading the app after this.
And then there's your normal messages. If you are using an Android phone at this point, Android 10 plus, it should be been automatically updated.
Yes.
Whereby it functions as well, just the same functions you have in WhatsApp. You can send audio messages, you can send pictures, you can send videos via your messages. But now it uses the internet, it doesn't use your normal SMS.
Or airtime?
Yes,
credits?
it doesn't use your normal airtime.
Okay.
So this was a response by Android because Apple, they have iMessage.
Okay.
Where apparently if you sent your message with Android, it comes with a green. People know you're sending for them from an Android.
Oh, okay.
So those are two good alternatives you can run to. Yes, messages by Google and Signal. Yes.
Oh, wow.
So
We've learned something.
I hope you learned something.
We have.
I hope to see you next Tuesday, another tech segment.
Wait a minute before you leave. Where can you mention that you've just published a book? You know, we are book lovers here. We would want to buy this book. Where can we get it?
Apparently, I'm not yet on Amazon.
Okay.
I'm still working on it to get myself on Amazon.
All right.
But I'm on various platforms. They are actually in the American market. There's Kobo, there's Mash.com, there's Scribd. I think you've come across Scribd. Yes, those are the ones that are up and running, and there will be more as the week continues by. Apparently, it's so easy to publish a book if you know where to go.
Speaking from an author's perspective. So now you're telling us si rahisi kupublish kitabu.
No, it's so easy. It's so easy to actually publish a book.
Okay.
Because all you need is a manuscript and the cover page, and that's it. There are websites that give you services. Actually, the one I use is a free service.
Okay.
They actually just get the commission when you sell the book.
Okay.
So what's your excuse for not having a book?
Okay. All right.
What is your excuse
What is
for
the
not writing a
excuse?
book?
Exactly.
Because umeshaandika.
Yeah.
That is the power of AI. So guys, we will be back with more conversations about that. Like I told you before, if you want to predict the future, invent something. And here it is.
You're listening to Blue Radio, bringing the vibe.